The emergent succeeding consciousness picture in the 7th grade is of uniting and leading people at the exploration of the world. That the astral begins to represent the ego, that is, our interests begin to be organized into intention. These this consciousness is told in adventure stories, not only adventure stories of exploration of the outer world, but also adventure stories of the exploration of the inner world as we move into the age of revolution and enlightenment in the history content. We manifest this exploration initially through the outward dreaminess that comes out of the 6th grade. We actually learn to penetrate that romanticized world to find a more practical order in the world. And so we then journey to learn a more outward wakefulness. This wakefulness manifests as the cognitive capacity of synthesis. We find this cognitive capacity explored in organic chemistry, in mechanics, and in the study of algebra. In organic chemistry, we have the salt cycle and the distinguishing of the acids and the bases and how they synthesize. We have in mechanics the properties of materials such as length, width, density, weight, and how these properties under certain conditions will produce mechanical forces. We also have in mathematics a distinguishing of the properties and types of numbers, such as counting numbers, whole numbers, rational numbers, and fraction numbers, exponents. And we begin to use these to explore the properties of arithmetic in such a way that they allow us to begin to solve equations and begin to discover things about unknowns. So this capacity of synthesis, the synthesis of the parts by their analysis that lead us to a greater understanding of the relationships of the parts. And so this period in human development is pivotal in making our picture and sense of the order in the world practical. And it also becomes a capacity that we apply to our political, economic, and social perspectives that lead to great changes that we must give our students a broad picture of. This process can be seen to emerge in significant civilizations around the world, not just in Europe, Middle East, and Asia, but in Africa and in the South Pacific in the terms of their great understanding they developed of navigation, and in the technologies that were developed in building by the Mesopotamians, and other great civilizations. So it's important in looking at these adventure stories in terms of the exploration of not only the outer world, but the inner world, that we begin to show that this capacity to explore the material world in practical ways and synthesize our understanding into technologies that can serve the development of civilization can be found globally and among many cultures.